Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today I'm going to be talking about some weird shit I did as a child. Okay, so starting with like the earliest thing. This isn't actually something I remember myself because I was too young, but I used to bite everything and everyone. I don't really know why. I don't think anybody could explain why I did it. I think I just found out that I had teeth and I could use them. I think the main victim of my biting was my brother. Apparently I used to bite him on his back as well. I don't even know how that works. How do you bite someone on the back? But I found a way. Maybe I was just like a little snake baby and I could unhinge my jaw and just bite him like that. I don't know. Could explain the underbite. I don't know what I'm doing. This is a really gross story and obviously I don't remember it because I was too young, but basically my auntie, I used to always run to her for some reason. I liked her the most. Well, supposedly liked her the most. But for some reason one day while she was picking me up, I decided to bite her on the boob. And she now reminds me of that every time I see her, so great. Sorry. The only thing that could ever stop me biting people was a dummy, and if you're from America, that's a pacifier, one of these things. And basically, so yeah, it kind of helped because when it was in, obviously I couldn't bite anyone. The only problem is if somebody tried to take it off me, I would bite them even more. So I don't know if that was a positive or not. Now, number two is really f***ing weird, so like, be warned. You may now think I have something wrong with me, and that's after hearing that I used to bite people. This is the weird thing right now. I actually forgot I even did this for years, but I remembered like a couple months ago and I was freaked out when I remembered. It was around like the years of like 5 to 7. I basically have this wardrobe in my room and it had mirrored doors and they kind of opened, so like, how do I explain this? The hinges of two of the doors were next to each other like this, so they'd open like that. This is a really bad example. Like that maybe? Okay, so if the doors are flat like this, I used to sit here. I used to sit here and then open them like this. And I'd basically see my reflection twice in these doors. I might be able to make a diagram or something because this is really hard to explain. So basically I'd sit there and I'd have two reflections of myself in front of me. It already sounds a bit strange, I know. It gets weirder. I'd have these two reflections here and I used to just sit there and talk. I'd talk to him and I'd talk to him and they'd talk to me. And these two were two individual people. They weren't the same person. I would be talking to two people and having a three-way conversation with myself. Sorry. I even had arguments sometimes. I used to actually have like proper, full-on, aggressive arguments with my reflection. Just let that soak in for a second. I think this was the reason why I could speak to pretty much anyone when I was younger, because I kind of like had practice speaking to different people all the time, but I was also those people. So I could like be that person if I wanted, but I could also speak to that person if I needed to. If that makes sense. It's hard to explain. But even now, I could still completely change talking to one person to another. But it's more of a case of like reading the room. Like, you can't act this weird around this person because you'll freak them out. Which I think I'm quite a good judge of, you know, how weird I can be around people. It's, yeah, years of practice in front of a mirror, apparently. This is probably the weirdest thing I've ever done in my life. So, yeah, let's just not speak of it again. Next. So the next thing is, I basically always used to get nosebleeds. Like, I was that kid, the nosebleed kid. I'm pretty sure every school has one. I'd literally just get them for absolutely no reason. I'd just be sat there and my nose would stop bleeding and it was just, yeah, it was really irritating. But then one night, it was like parents' evening, or parents' night if you're from America. I think that's what you call it. It was parents' evening and basically on the way back from school, we went to a little shop to buy some stuff and Hubba Bubba had just released this like new, chunky gum. I'll put a picture up here. And basically, whenever I had gum, I wouldn't just have like one or two pieces and then spit it out when it lost flavour. I'd have one, chew it till it loses its flavour, have another, and just keep going till I've got the entire pack in my mouth. And that's where I f***ed up. Basically, I put an entire pack of gum in my mouth, like chunky gum, and then for some reason, as I was chewing the gum, my nose started bleeding. Just before parents' evening, I think we were like gonna leave in 5 minutes and my nose just started bleeding. What was happening was, because I had so much gum in my mouth, when I was chewing, it was stretching my nose out and basically just making it bleed. It was like f***ing up my nose, but because I was quite young, I couldn't put 2 and 2 together. I had no idea that the gum was causing the nosebleed. So I carried on chewing the gum whilst my nose was bleeding. Helpful tip for anybody else that gets nosebleeds, don't do that. Yeah, I think that's a good advice. Because I kept chewing this like massive lump of gum, my nose just kept bleeding and bleeding. And it must have been 20 minutes before I realised that the gum was causing it. And making us quite late for parents' evening, but you know, you live and you learn. You learn where you live. Okay. Just kidding, I don't leave my house, I'm always home. I think it's definitely weird that chewing gum gives me nosebleeds. I'd say that's more of a stupid thing I did while I was little. Okay, so here's the last thing. Now, when I say young, I'm going to use the term loosely because I think I might have been about 15 years old when I did this. I was out with my friend and we were in just food store, but it wasn't just food. They sold like everything, and I saw these jelly bean car air fresheners. You've probably seen them, like the Jelly Belly car air freshener things. And I saw it and I was like, I need this in my life right now. And I'll just recap, I was 15, so I didn't have a car and I didn't know how to drive, but I wanted a car air freshener, so I got it. And basically because I didn't have a car, the only place I could think to put it was in my pocket. Because I'm in the UK, we have school uniforms. I basically used to keep it in my blazer, like my school blazer, and every now and then I'd give it a quick sniff, like, and then, you know, move on with my day. Yeah, I actually did do that with my life. I actually sniffed a car air freshener and kept it with me. Cool. I think I do actually have it now. It's somewhere in my room, but I can't really bother to go get it. Well, if it's in this drawer, I'll show you. If it's not, then f*** it. I can't find it. Okay, you're not ready for the next one. Like, it doesn't beat the mirror, but it's pretty f***ing weird. One sec. The only thing you can tell about what I'm wearing right now is that it's hideous, but what you don't know is that it's a onesie. Here's my leg. Wait, no, here's my leg. Which one's more flexible? That one. Ah. But yeah, I'm wearing a onesie, as I just said, and then tried to demonstrate. And no, this isn't the weird part. We might consider it weird, but it gets weirder. I was out with my friend. She also had the same onesie. We just managed to buy the same one and we were just matching. And I was out with her. I don't know what the I was doing. I don't even know where I was, but I found this rock. I'm holding it weirdly because I'm hiding something. I found this rock, and for some reason, maybe some psychiatrist could explain to me why, I decided to paint myself wearing the onesie on a rock. I was probably like 16 at this point, so again, not really young, which makes it a bit more embarrassing. But yes, I did this. Do you see the resemblance? I might do a big side by side. Oh no, it doesn't show teeth. Let's see if I can give you a close-up of little rock me. Focus, you twat. Yeah, I chose to do this with my life. You may judge me. I think it looks cool though. It's a little rock me. Baroque. I actually put the time and effort into making the pattern match my onesie. Let me just stand up. Oh, you can see it. Looks like I'm flashing my breasts, but there you go. I also chose to show you right now, so it's entirely my fault. It's also my fault if people get a preemptive restraining order. Yeah, I'll give you some nice, you know, full shots. This is, I think this is like an extra large. Let me just check. Oh, how the fuck am I supposed to check this? I can't. Yeah, this is an extra large, so expect some like really, really bad photos of me in this. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm out of breath. Just from taking a onesie off and then putting it back on. Well, that's it for this week's video. If you like the video, like the video. If you like me and the little rock guy, subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.